I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Can you just give us your name and classification?
I'm Corey Merritt. I'm a senior here at Shaw University. We'll
Okay.
be graduating in May.
Graduate. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
To my understanding, you are a winner of this year's Environmental PSA Awards. Congratulations also.
Thank you again. I am.
Are you excited? Was it happy?
Yeah, it was amazing. I ain't gonna lie, the event was well put together. The winners were treated like kings and queens, so I think it was
When
amazing.
they called your name up there.
When they called my name, it was a little shocking at first. It was like one of my more major awards that I would say anyway. City of Raleigh. It was a large audience, not just for video, but other awards were being given out this particular time. So it was a big event, and it was at the North Carolina Museum.
It was.
So that in itself was amazing.
It was.
They had drinks too. They had drinks.
So tell us about your PSA. What was your concept? How did you come about?
Well, first off, it was three categories. It was conserving water, trying not to waste the water. It was toilet flaps constantly going off, and it was pouring grease down the sewage. So 9 out of 10, most people that, when they first hear about the PSA, everybody immediately wants to do the value of water.
Right.
And the value of water is pretty basic. I mean, it could be as easy as, somebody pouring water on the ground. That's what everybody's concepts are pretty much like. And since the very first time where I entered the competition last year, I didn't place at all. So I knew this year with the skills that I've obtained since last year that I was a whole lot better as far as the video production. And I wanted to turn it up a little notch. So I decided to do water flaps. And I mean, when you first hear it, you're probably like, what is that? You want to go look it up, try to figure out. And that's really what I wanted to do, something that most people they didn't know about. I mean, I didn't know about it, but maybe somebody else did. But generally, that's not a topic everybody that I saw in our department was really focusing on.
A different route.
Right.
Exactly. And if there was one thing that you wanted to change about your video, or something that if you decided to change the idea of it, would you, or would you leave it just how it is?
Honestly, I mean, that's a really tough question because, from the first place winner, second place, third place winner, we all had 3 different ideas to bring to the table. First, I thought mine was exceptionally well. I hadn't seen second places, but when I saw first place winner, I was like, okay, wow. It wasn't as much put into the video, but the message from just, their couple shots, it was epic. I mean, it was like, it was a first place winner, and it wasn't too much put into it. So you could think of it on different levels. You could think like, oh, he put a lot into his, which was mine. I felt like I put a lot into it, and try to be the first place winner. Whereas you got somebody that didn't put too much into it, but just the message that they got out of that was bigger than what I even perceived it to be. So if I could change mine, I know it sounds really bad. I mean, if I would probably make it more real life, more relatable to you every day. And I was actually going for not many people. I was making mine more theatrical, making it bigger and intensifying different aspects of stuff. So, for example, I did water insomnia. I kept it on the lines of the water flap, constant, the toilet is always refilling water. If if your water flap isn't down, what the case may be. But for mine, I took the water flap idea and I turned dripping water. The leaky faucets. You got a lot of leaky faucets, constant, always leaking. I intensified the sound for the leaky faucets, and I made it so the subject, which was the lady in my PSA, she couldn't go to sleep. So realistically, dripping water isn't gonna cause anybody not to go to sleep. But I mean, as you see it and throughout it, the message just intensifies even more as far as what happens. So it goes from a girl not being able to go to sleep, the husband's beside her, sleeping peacefully, perfect, and you constantly hear the water in the background dripping, boop, 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 and you can see her reactions, how she can't go to sleep. It's like, what in the world's going on? And actually throughout the night, she's shaking her husband like, go pick the water up, clean the water up, not clean it up, excuse me. Go turn the water off. So the husband, he gets up, he goes, he turns the water off. But again, it's still leaking. Not as bad, but it's still leaking. And ultimately throughout the night, the water fills the tub up with water. Realistically, dripping water won't do that. The water drained out. But I'm showing that, as the night progressed, the tub fills up with water. Ultimately, it pours over. It's everywhere. And in the morning when the guy wakes up, he slips and falls. Story done, 15 seconds, real short. 30 seconds, real short. So if I could change something, I'd make it more real life. Something that you could relate to based off of just looking at it. But I mean, at the same time, I probably would still throw my little nooks and crannies in there.
It definitely was relatable. It's just other people took different relatable routes, but it is
Right.
relatable because
Right, right,
that's
right, right.
something that everybody does in their house all the time. Has water dripping.
Right.
That's
And they take it.
exactly.
They take it.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, thank you for your time and congratulations again on your
Thank you, thank you.
award. And that's
I gotta say this. That's the first place winner right over there.
Okay.
Talking to me, you feel me? I don't even know why she ain't tell you that. That one too back there too. Oh, I got both of them behind me. Y'all did great. Y'all did great.